Hi, it's Christina with Tinagirl Travels. I want to tell you about a really cool place we explored this past summer. So we had the luxury, my husband and I, of taking our son and his friend to Venice, Italy, where we spent about 4 days. Now, when you have 4 days in Venice, that's kind of a luxury because most of the people visiting Venice will come in on a cruise ship. They'll spend like 1 day, which is really probably a 9 to 5 day there, and they don't have the luxury of seeing anything beyond the Grand Canal, the Rialto Bridge, and that area. So if you find yourself in Venice maybe for the second or third time, or you have 3 or 4 days to spend there, you might want to go check out some of the islands. So one of the places that we went was called Lido. So we took the Vaporetto from the Rialto Bridge across the waterway to Lido, and Lido deserves a little more recognition than it gets because basically everything I've read about Lido has been 1 or 2 sentences in a guidebook, and I think it deserves more than that. So let's go ahead and have a look. Like I said, we were lucky enough to stay for 4 days, and I still feel like we just scratched the surface. We stayed in a VRBO, or vacation rentals by owner, which was a 2-room ancient Venetian apartment near the Rialto Bridge. We hopped on the Vaporetto at the Rialto Bridge and stayed on until the end of the line. It was really cool to see how Venice changed as we got farther and farther from the Grand Canal, following the shoreline southeast. All of a sudden we started to see trees and parks and less crowds. Let me just show you what this looks like on Google Maps. There you can see the Grand Canal, and then we followed along the shoreline. You can see the parks at the end of Venice, crossing over the waterway. That long strip right through the center of the screen, that's Lido right there. Lido is a 7-mile long sandbar with a long beach on the Adriatic Sea. We got off the Vaporetto and walked along the main street called Santa Maria Elisabetta, past beautiful hotels, restaurants, and cafes, all the way across the island. It's only about 700 meters, so it's an easy, flat walk. On Lido, you will see cars, bikes, and buses because about 20,000 people actually live here. Lido is famous for the Venice Film Festival, which takes place every September. On your walk across the island, you'll pass this magnificent hotel built in 1907. After having a look at the colorful exterior and the gardens, pop inside and have a look at all the amazing details of the foyer and sitting areas. It's been renovated to become a 5-star property and has played host to many famous people over the years, especially during the Venice Film Festival. There are quite a few hotels in Lido, and as far as hotels go, they tend to be a bit cheaper than the ones right in Venice. If you're staying in Venice for only a night or 2, stay in Venice. But if you have the luxury of a few nights and you want to save some money, then Lido is a good option. I'll include a link below in my description if you want to check out the current prices to stay a night. When you arrive at the Adriatic side of the island, you will come to a pink building, which is the entrance to the free beach. There's a walkway down to the sand, almost all the way to the water, making the beach somewhat wheelchair accessible. There are chairs and umbrellas available for rent. In the pink building that you passed walking in, there's a little store just in case you forgot your sunscreen. And if I remember correctly, I think I even saw bathing suits there, but towels and the usual beach things for sure. The water was actually really nice and warm, and we collected some beautiful shells to take home. As we walked back towards the pier, we came across some cute shops and a street-side pizza shop where we stopped for lunch. Watch how quickly he makes this pizza, and it tasted amazing. Lido is really beautiful, and as for the islands we visited near Venice, including Murano, Lido was our favorite. It was touristy, but nothing like Venice itself, and it was actually a really nice break. Keith, my husband, actually brought the boys back here later in the evening for a swim. So if you have the luxury of time on your hands in Venice, it's well worth the trip over, and it gives you more of a picture of where the Venetian people actually live. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video today. Please remember to like and subscribe to see more of my videos.